when the government says that you're only going to have a handful of choices as to what your insurance is going to be, does it matter whether the state government or the federal government tells you to do that? No, when they tell you that younger people are going to have to pay higher insurance rates, and people who are sicker and aren't as healthy will pay lower insurance rates and will be subsidized by young people, does it matter whether it's a state government or a federal government that tells you what to do? No. And when those younger people, because they're paying now much higher rates of insurance than they would otherwise have to pay, say, well, we're not going to buy insurance. Why? Because it's too expensive. I'll pay the fine. And when I get sick, by the way, there's a clause that says you got to provide insurance. It's called a pre-existing condition clause. So you can wait until you get sick or until you have an accident. And on the day you get sick, you can go buy insurance. And guess what happened? 5 times the number of people who were, quote, free riders have increased in Massachusetts. So the uninsured rate really hasn't gone down substantially. Why? Well, because younger people have decided they're going to drop out of the insurance pool because they can get insurance when they need it and pay a very small fine when they don't. Does it matter whether the state government sets up a situation like that or a federal government sets up that situation? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a disaster for Massachusetts. Here's the interesting thing. Governor Romney defends Romneycare. In fact, one of his supporters in Florida, the Attorney General, suggested that when Governor Romney gets elected, if he were to be elected, he would go out and try to promote Romneycare in all 50 states. Well, what's the difference? Here's the problem. Barack Obama knows what you now know. And when Governor Romney says we need to repeal Obamacare, what do you think he's going to say? He's going to destroy Governor Romney on this issue. We're going to take the most important pressing issue. And by the way, Governor Romney told the Catholic Church that they too have to provide, under Romneycare, contraceptive services. So Massachusetts does, in part, the same thing that the Obama administration forced the Catholic Church to do. As you know, it's not just on that, but look at the issue of marriage. The Archdiocese of Boston was the largest provider of adoption services in the state of Massachusetts. It is now out of the business because of the Massachusetts gay marriage provision, which Governor Romney presided over. And he didn't protect Catholic social services from being forced to do gay adoptions, which they can't under their own religious convictions do. Imagine, where is the contrast? Governor Romney's whole point is, elect me, I have the most money, and I have the best organization. Well, he may in a primary, he will not in a general. Yeah. Governor Romney's been able to bully his way through this primary, outspending opponents on average about 5-1. And been able to win by outspending. But he's not inspiring. He's not painting a vision. Why do you think Gingrich and Romney don't talk about the issues? Why do they talk about personal stuff? Well, let's look at another issue. Cap and trade. Both of them have supported the perversion and politicization of science called global warming. And they bought into it. They bought into global warming and, in fact, cap and trade. Romneycare and Obamacare control health care. Cap and trade would control the energy sector and the manufacturing sector of our economy, as well as you in your own home consumption. Both of them supported man-made global warming, and both of them supported cap and trade. And then let's go to the Wall Street bailouts, the third big intrusion of government into the marketplace. Both of them supported the Wall Street bailout. Governor Romney, back in 2008, went out and said, I've changed. I'm a new man. I'm not the liberal that ran against Ted Kennedy. I'm not the moderate who ran for governor. I'm now a conservative. And he went out and talked about how he had changed all these positions. And that he was going to be a businessman. And we weren't going to have government intruding into the private sector. And within 6 months of him leaving the race, he supported the biggest intrusion of government into the private sector in the history of our country. I opposed it. Where's the difference when it comes to the financial services sector, the energy sector, the manufacturing sector, the healthcare sector? 4 big sectors of our economy, 3 of the biggest issues that we've had to deal with. In whether you believe in free markets and free people, building a great and just society, building free markets from the bottom up, or whether you believe in command and control economy from the top down. The reason Gingrich and Romney have spent all their time attacking each other is because on the big issues of the day, they agree with each other and Obama.
Yeah.
That's the problem here, folks. Hopefully you folks here in Minnesota, the solid here in the Midwest, can take a look and a clean look at this race. And you go out and tell your friends, you have an opportunity to elect a conservative who's been on the right side, your side, the American people's side on these issues. We've been on the right side on the economy, been on the right side on national security, and we've also had the courage to go out and talk about the issues that are important to the American people, which is the issue of faith and family. Our country cannot be strong economically unless we have strong families instilling faith into our children and making sure that we are a good and moral country. We have an opportunity to elect someone. Here's the interesting thing. For years, Republicans were always told, you have to compromise. You have to elect, you have to nominate someone who's a moderate. Someone like Jerry Ford, or someone like George H.W. Bush when he ran against Reagan, or someone like Bob Dole or John McCain. Well, now you have the opportunity to actually nominate somebody who agrees with you.
Yeah.
Right? We have the best opportunity to win this election by what I just told you, because we present a clear contrast. Whoever the Republican nominee, we're going to be outspent by Barack Obama. I understand that. And the reason we're going to win is because our viewpoints, our vision of America, believing in free people, believing in faith and family, believing in building a great country from the bottom up, is what the vast majority of Americans believe in. And we can present clear contrast on important issues of individual liberty to be able to drive that point home. He can spend all the money he wants. He can't hide from his horrible record of job creation. He can't hide from oppressing and crushing people's individual liberty. He can't hide from his horrible foreign policy record or what he's done to undermine the family in this country. We need someone who can point that out, make Barack Obama the issue in this race. And if we do it, look already what we're seeing in the polls. The most recent national poll came out and had Congressman Gingrich trailing by 9 against Obama. Governor Romney trailing by 3 or 4. In the last poll, we're ahead by 1 point. Minnesota, you don't need to settle for second best. Pick the best that can do what's necessary for this country. And thank you all for coming out. I'm going to spend the rest of the time we have together to get around, because I want to meet each and every one of you. I want to take my picture with each and every one of you. I want you to post it on your Facebook page. I want you to Twitter it out. I want you to call your friends. I want you to get people to this caucus tonight, and you are going to shake up America tonight. God bless you, Minnesota.